You top-header in the mud, you know it's true. The Glazer your bosses, they pay you. Well, you get the idea with that. I could have a smash hit in my hands. I mean, Mr. Blobby did have a number one in the 90s, didn't he? But that's enough of the musical interlude. On Saturday, we face Southampton. The Saints go marching in and all that jazz. At Old Trafford, Saturday, 12:30 kick-off, lunchtime to be exact. Before we go ballsy into the preview, you know the drill by now, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go back a couple of days ago when we faced Burnley at the shithole that is Turf Moor in a 1-1 draw. And I've also got two Did You Knows, the second of which will leave you hot under the collar. It most certainly did me when I stumbled across it and didn't actively look at it. So don't blame me, Gov. The first Did You Know? That the actor who plays Chesney in Coronation Street is in actual fact a Burnley fan. The second Did You Know, and this is going to be a mischievous one, that one of the top Reds, who shall remain nameless, which is only fair, is married to somebody, wait for it, who's a pole dancing instructor. I kid you not, as God is my witness. I mean, I didn't even know a job like that even existed. And I was also thinking to myself, surely, if you're going to be a pole dance instructor, you will need experience of being a pole dancer yourself to instruct the person or persons to be one like you were back in the day. But as I said, I will not mention who this top Red is, because that would be amiss of me, it would be unfair, so I'm going to keep my mouth shut. I love the army and the army loves me. I'll let you find out for yourself whether or not that was a clue. We scored in the first half against Burnley via the dabbing Jemba Jemba. It was a good performance. We had 2 goals that were only chalked off, and it was nothing to be sniffed at. It was very pleasing. Then in the second half, we reverted back to type. Jay Rodriguez, the last couple of years, seems to score all his goals against us. 2 minutes after the restart, he spurned Maguire a yarn and sent him back packing to where he came from, i.e. Leicester. And the game finished 1-1. When Moise got a 6-year contract, Maguire got the same length of contract, by the way. There was a clause in his contract that if we didn't get top 4, it would be activated. So when the hell, if there is a clause inserted in Maguire's contract, is that going to be activated? We need to set an example and make an example of him by banishing him from the first team squad. Let him rot in the reserves forevermore. We should do what we did with Fraudsteiger when he didn't even get a locker under Mourinho. 85 million for Pascal Seagon with hair. He is nothing short of a disgrace. He's had a complete and utter nightmare since he donned on the Man United shirt. He's a captain in name only. He's a complete and utter embarrassment. He's damaged goods. We couldn't flog him on Flog It. We couldn't flog him on Dickinson's Real Deal with David Dickinson. We're stuck with him. I can name you better centre-backs than him. And when you can do that, then you know you've bought a dud. Gabriel is better than him. Diaz is better than him, to name but 2. Back in the day, we used to have the best of British, didn't we? Gary Neville, Keane, Scholes. They all rolled off the tongue, to name but 3. Now we have the worst of British. We've got Pascal Seagull with hair, we got Wamba Crapper, we got Porky Pig, and we got that monster Greenwood. Man City got the best of British. They've got Phil Foden. They've got McAteer. I don't think he's any relation there. And another player from the academy, whose name escapes me. They are going places, while we are stuck on a carotota, which is London rhyming slang, I reckon, for the ground, i.e. concrete. And I can't locate one single good thing he's done. He chose money over trophies. He should have went to Man City he would have stat-padded a league title. But he chose not to do that. And he's never shot of a disgrace and I've had a personal vendetta against him ever since. I can't stand the guy. When he's interviewed, I either press the mute button or I change the channel. He knocks me sick. That's how much he annoys me. And we need to drop him completely. Having said all that, and I'm not defending Maguire here, when we do crave to drop Pascal Siegel with hair, Wamba Krapper, Porky Pig, we still get dodgy results. Like when we drew 2-2 with Aston Villa, when we had a 2-0 lead and we let it slip. But according to some people, best squad since Fergie. Well, that's not true, because those players that we want rid of and players we want inserted in to the first team, we still get these poor results. We dropped Ronaldo against Everton, we drew 1-1. We dropped Ronaldo the other day against Burnley, and we also drew. You see a pattern emerging here. Chelsea have a better squad than us. Man City have a better squad than us. You could argue other teams in the Premier League have a better squad than us. Teams around Europe most certainly do. PSG, Real Madrid. To name but two there. So, we're in the shit. And you wouldn't want Maguire in the trenches with you, would you? Because if he was, we would be speaking German right now. If Maguire's ancestors, the same would apply if they were fighting World War I or World War II. The team I'm going to pick for Southampton: De Gea in goal, the fullbacks, Dalot, Telles, Varane and Lindelof, the defensive two. Midfield three: McTominay, Fred and Pogba, and yes, I am going to drop Bruno. Up front, Ronaldo comes back in for me, Sancho on one wing and Cavani on the other. And I'm going to go for a 2-1 Man United win. Now, I don't rate Hasenhüttl. I've said that before. He's the most overrated manager in recent times. He lost 9-0 not once but twice. One with a full capacity and two with no fans in the ground. Steve Bruce has never lost 9-0. Not even once, let alone twice. I don't know why people rave Hasenhüttl. Claude Puel did a better job. He finished 8th. Hasenhüttl's never finished 8th with Southampton. They got to a cup final. The last time they did that was in the Golden Strachan in the 02-03 season. Well, Millennium Stadium, they lost 1-0 to the eventual winners Arsenal. Robert Perez scored the winner. I remember that very well. So there you are. James Ward-Prowse is their danger man, but other than that, they got bang average players. Or having said that, I do rate Kyle Walker-Peters. I think he's a fantastic player, and he will be a threat. He scored a goal against Man City a couple of weeks ago as well. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you after the Southampton game.